Good morning everyone. Today we are going to start lecture 3 on faults and zones of protection. So we need to just have an idea about what are the faults that are involving in our power system. So in power system, faults are categorized as symmetrical faults and asymmetrical faults. So if we consider the symmetrical faults, then these faults involve all three phases. So example is triple line or triple line to ground faults. Whereas in case of asymmetrical faults, they involve in one or two phases with or without ground. Examples are LG, LL and LLG. So symmetrical faults, how that symmetrical faults occur? Symmetrical faults occur by wrong operation or wrong coordination between circuit breaker and the earthing switch. Below is the diagrammatic representation for the wrong coordination between circuit breaker and earthing switch. Suppose consider a simple transmission line connecting three buses. A simple transmission line is connecting with the three buses, and if we consider a circuit breaker is located at the sending end, and at the bus side we have earthing switch which is also kept. Usually earthing switch is connected like this. So whenever we energize the transmission line by closing the circuit breaker, at that time earthing should be kept off. If by mistake, if earthing switch is kept on and if we energize the transmission line by closing the circuit breaker or all the three poles of the circuit breaker, then there are fair chances for getting the triple line fault. So this is what we are saying, that wrong coordination between the earthing switch and the circuit breaker. So if one is on, the other should be in the off condition. That wrong coordination may leads to triple line fault. Next we go for the asymmetrical faults. In asymmetrical faults, what is that? One or more phases with involvement or without involvement of ground. Those are the asymmetrical faults. Suppose if we consider for LG fault, how LG fault occurs? Due to the flashover or failure of insulators. Suppose to understand this, we are going to consider this figure. Suppose if we are considering the tower, transmission tower, and on transmission tower, let us consider that there is a cross arm, and on this tower we have different suspension insulators on this side. So suppose if I consider, and below this suspension insulator there will be a conductor. Suppose if we assume that this is a 132 kV line voltage. So according to the calculations, the number of discs required for this 132 kV transmission line will be around 9 conductors by considering the factor of safety as 1.5 or 2. Suppose whenever a lightning surge occurs, the lightning surge may occurs maybe on this cross arm, or maybe if switching surge occurs. Because of that, the voltage across this increases. If voltage across the string of insulators exceeds the value of withstand by this string, then there will be the flashover of insulator. In such a case, it will be leading to the LG fault. LL and LLG occurs due to swinging of two conductors or shorting of wires due to burrs or kite strings or tree limbs. Whenever under monsoon seasons, there will be the possible of conductors swinging. So at that time, if they touch, then it will leads to the LL fault, or because of due to shorting of wires, or sometimes the burrs or kite strings or tree limbs when they fall on the conductors, this leads to the LL and LLG faults. So what are the consequences of these faults? So whatever may be the type of fault, whether it is a symmetrical fault or an asymmetrical fault, these faults are going to create major damage to the equipment. So major damage, there are two types of damage normally. One is the thermal damage and one is the electrodynamic damage. So whenever the current exceeds the full load current or rated value, the temperature goes on increasing. So whenever it exceeds the temperature withstand capability of that particular insulation, then such type of fault leads to the thermal damage may occur. Electrodynamic damage. So electrodynamic damage is nothing but whenever a fault occurs, the magnitude of current is 15 to 20 times that of the full load current or the rated current. So in this case, what happens? The repelling forces generated are such that they are going to D-shape whatever the equipment on which the fault occurs. If the current is more than the full load current, 15 to 20 times more than the full load current, then the equipment shape, nothing but the equipment will be damaged. So one is electrodynamic damage to the equipment, that is structurally the damage will be there for the equipment. One is thermal damage, it is due to temperature. So these two types of damages will occur. So whenever the magnitude of current is very high, then we need to have a instantaneous tripping. So probability of occurrence of faults on different elements. How much is the probability for the occurrence of faults on different equipments we are using in the power system? So one is for transmission lines 50% chances. For underground cable it is the less chance, that is 10%. For CTs and PTs it is 15%. For power transformers it is 15%. And for others it is 10%. So this is the percentage of occurrence of fault for the various equipments we are using in the power system. In asymmetrical and symmetrical faults, probability of occurrence of faults over headlines. For LG fault, most of the faults will be of LG only. So 80 to 90% will be LG faults. LL is 6 to 10%. LLG is 3 to 6%. And triple L or triple LG faults are 1% or less. Fault occurs. What will be happening? Interruption in the power supply to the consumer. Suppose a transformer got damaged, assume that, because of fault. Then the lines which are connected to the transformers, the supply to that consumers will be stopped. So there is an interruption in the power supply. If there is an interruption in the power supply at the load side, but the generation side they will be generating the power. So they are generating power, but as the power is not going to be utilized because of interruption of power supply, then there will be the loss of revenue. Next is the loss of synchronism. Suppose here if we consider only one transformers, so if we have the 3 or 4 lines are there, we need to bypass the power supplied by the one of the line to the other line. Then if that line is overloaded, then there is a blockout for the 2 lines. So that is nothing but the blockout due to tripping of multiple lines or generators. Due to fault, due to flow of heavy currents, there is a damage to the equipment. So the person who is under maintenance will also be in the serious hazard to the personnel. So these are the consequences occurs when a fault is there. Apart from the symmetrical and asymmetrical, faults can also be categorized as transient faults and also the permanent faults. So transient faults are nothing but the faults which will be die out over a time, occur due to power arc between two phases, and sometimes it also occurs because of flashover across the insulators. That is due to over voltages. So if voltage exceeds the beyond the nominal value of voltages, then the transient fault occurs. Permanent faults. Permanent faults remain for the longer time. So in that case, we need to separate the healthy system and faulty system. If it is for longer period, then the equipment will be getting damaged. So for permanent also, we need to have the instantaneous tripping of the relay. Next, for relay is there to sense all these above said abnormal behavior or faults whenever occur on a power system, then relay should able to sense it. Next is zones of protection. So for a power system, from generating end we have generators. From generators, next we are going for the transmission of the generated power. So we have transformers. From transformers, then we have bus bars, then transmission lines, then they will be going to the distribution side. So from generating station to the distribution side. So what are the needs of protection we need to have? One is generator protection, next is the transformer protection, bus bar protection, and transmission line protection. So bus bar protection and also the transmission line protection, everything we should be take care. So zone of protection is nothing but here there is a generator. So we need to protect generator from faults. So there will be a circuit breaker above this generator, and below this generator there will be a CT connected, and between that CT we are going to place one relay. Here there is a transformer. So we need to protect both generator and transformer. So this area is called, this area fully is generator transformer protection zone. So for each zone which is to be protected, there will be a circuit breaker, and the equipment which is to be protected will have two CTs. So between the two CTs, the equipment which is need to be protected will be there, and in between those two CTs, here one CT will be there for generation, here one CT will be there, and both these CTs will be connected, and to the secondaries of CT, one relay will be going to be connect. So zones of protection is nothing but generator zone to protect generator, transformer zone to protect transformer, bus bar zone to protect bus bar, and transmission line zone to protect transmission line. So sometimes there will be the overlapping is also present. See, this green color one is there. This is the nothing but the generator transformer protection zone, and this red one here, this is the bus bar protection zone. So we have overlapping here, generator transformer protection zone and bus bar protection zone. So this overlapping will occurs for the zones of protection. If there is a no overlapping, then some of the area will not be under protection. If that some of the area is not under that protection, then if there is a fault in that area which is not protected, then the total system will get damaged. So we go for the overlapping of the protection zones. Normally a power system is segmented into number of protection zones. So zones are protected by relays, circuit breakers, and associated equipment is nothing but the CTs. The circuit breakers are arranged in such a way that to isolate the protected zone, while the remaining system will be continued to the supply energy. Wherever the fault is there, only that part will be separated, and the remaining part will be in the supply. Each zone will cover one or more equipment. It is nothing but, see here, generator and transformer. Generator one equipment and transformer will another equipment. So the protection zone will cover one or more equipments. And this is about the faults and the zones of protection. Thank you everyone.